we are back with another mistake. I bought something sight unseen, as you saw in the thumbnail and the title. I bought the most hated EV that's ever existed, and I got it for a ridiculous price. So here it is, my new to me 2012 Nissan Leaf with 53,000 miles on the odometer. Now this isn't just the base model Leaf, this is the SL. The SL came with a whole tech package. Believe it or not, this car, new spec the way this one is, was over $38,000 in 2012. $38,000. Now, thankfully, there were some government incentives. In certain states, there were also incentives as well to help offset the cost of this car. Because I can already tell you, as someone who's owned several EVs, $38,000 for this, you're not going to make up that price for this car in the fuel mileage that you're going to save. Now, as I said, I bought this sight unseen, and it's something I don't want to say I never do it, but I try really, really hard not to buy sight unseen anymore. It's risky, but I'm here to tell you, I got this car for $3,800. This car was almost 40 grand in 2012. And I got it for $3,800. And I thought, what a steal of a deal, what a bargain. I don't need to see it. I figured it was worth the risk. We'll take a quick look at it, then I'm going to drag it down to AR headquarters. It came with a fully dead battery. Fully dead, completely dead battery. It's got less than 5 miles on it, so it's not going to make it far. Hopefully, from the trailer into the shop, where hopefully I can charge it. I don't even know if it takes a standard charging port. I don't know how to open the trunk. I don't know anything about this car. All I did was put it on the trailer, and that's as far as I got with it. Now, let's take a quick look at what we got up here. Your charging port is right here. That much I do know. And this has the optional DC fast charging. Like this, you could plug the big boy into that one. You've got your traditional charging port here, and I hope to God you don't need an adapter, because I don't have one. As far as I know, this car did not come with any way to charge this. So hopefully this is your standard charging adapter, because I do have a 50 or 60 amp unit down at AR headquarters. All right, let's go ahead and close that weird little charging door. And let's see what's under the hood. Oh, nothing, because there's no engine on this. Looks like somebody may have had to charge up the auxiliary battery. It's a 5 of 21, so that battery's probably good. Probably wouldn't hurt to put that on charge. It's a 51R. It's an interstate battery. Fluids, from what I can see, look to be in good shape. You can't see the motor, you can't see the battery pack, so there's really not much to see there. And lastly is the hatch. Then I want to check the tires as well. I don't know if the hatch has just a push button, or it does. Maybe there's... No, I was hoping there would be some kind of a charger in here, like a home charger or something. Apparently not. Can you get under here? There is, again, nothing. And in here, there's a Continental air compressor and a tire kit, although it wouldn't do you any good because there's no tire. So, unless there's a charger hiding somewhere in this car, it did not come with a home charger. And here, this is your trickle charger for your auxiliary battery. This is a little solar panel that charges up that teeny tiny auxiliary battery. Let's take a quick peek back here. Nothing. Nope, nothing. It is very nice. I mean, the body looks really nice. The interior is exceptionally clean. Obviously, this doesn't smell like smoke, and I don't see anything that looks like it was ever smoked in. I kind of like it. I kind of like the little car. What is this? That's I don't know. A whistler. A radar detector. A radar detector? The top speed on this car is 90 miles an hour. 90 miles an hour. I don't think you need a radar detector for this, but it's got one. So to start it up, let's close the door. It's not going anywhere right now, but to start it up, push your start button. Key not detected. Of course, because I left it in the truck. That's nice. Well, anyway, because this is the SL, it's updated. It's got the XM radio, and it's got your touchscreen interface here. It's got navigation. You've got maps and menu and status, and you've got this zero emission button, and it will take you to a screen dedicated to your engine output or motor output, battery usage, consumption, all of that kind of stuff. You got a weird shifter here. That's drive. That's reverse, and then you push it to go back into park. Kind of weird. You get your parking brake there. This car is completely empty. There is literally nothing in this car. It came with nothing. Some kind of a timer, a heated steering wheel, headlamp delay of some sort, or maybe the brightness for the instrument cluster. You've got heated seats, high and low. It's even got a, I don't know what that is. I thought for a minute this was a power outlet. I don't know what that is. We'll just leave that alone. We'll turn those off. This is a USB port. I can't see it. There it is. USB port right there. It's getting dark on me, guys. I'm losing daylight. It takes me over an hour to get to AR headquarters. You got a little screen here, and you got another screen there. It's a cool little car. I don't care what you say, and I don't care what anybody else says about the Nissan Leaf. I think the car is kind of cool, but there's a big question to this car, and that is, how much of the battery has degraded? How much battery do we have left? Well, to find out, we've got to get it to the shop, get it in the garage, plug it into my level 2 charger, and let it fill up, and then we'll find out how much battery is still remaining, because remember, this is a 2012, it's 11 years old. So I want to check the tires real quick before we get out of here. Very nice. Ironman iMove Gen 2 tires. They're not dry rotted at all. The date code is 14 of 21, so the tires aren't that old. And coming over here, same. That tire is practically new. And let's look at the other two. Yep, they all match. And they're all in excellent condition. So far, for $3,800, this is where I'm at with it. I know a lot of people that need cars. You know, there's a lot of people that need cars. And granted, the range on these early Leafs wasn't that good. Still, though, for $3,800, where are you going to find a car this cheap, this new, this low of mileage, in this good of condition, that has working air conditioning and everything? For $3,800? Are you kidding me? Let's put this thing on a charger. All right, we've got the car unstrapped. We should be able to roll this thing right off, get it into the shop. Let's see what kind of animations we get. Ooh, boy, fancy.
Low battery charge.
Touchscreen. Pretty decent, too. And let's turn off the e-brake. There we go. And here we go. It's making this little beep. Like a big truck backing up. Beep, beep. Okay. First drive, guys. I mean, I can't drive it because it's got less than 5 miles, so we really can't drive it. This has LED headlights, which is pretty impressive for 2012, I think. It seems to ride excellent. Hopefully there's nothing in the way. My motorcycle is kind of in the way. Dang it. Gentle, easy. And maybe I can squeeze it in right there. Push park. And let's shut her down. We have a Roxy. What are you doing? You just sneak in when that door opens. I don't know how she does it, but when that door opens, she sneaks right on in, don't you, baby girl? Yeah, you did. Oh, why did that come open again? Okay. Anyway, let's go over to the breaker box. I haven't used this in forever. Oops. Did I accidentally flip those off? Yeah. Okay. What is she beeping about? So I don't know if it's I think it's a 50 amp, maybe it's a 60 amp EV charger in here. Excessive closing force detected. That's never a good sign. Okay. Let's focus less on the garage door, and we will focus more on getting this thing plugged in, and let's see if it still works. It's been a long time since I have used this charger. I mean, it's been buried back here ever since, I think, my Tesla was the last thing that I used this on. This is it's only 40 amps. Really? I thought it was more than that, but okay. I know that I've got a 50, this is a 50 amp outlet, 50 amp breakers. Let's take this cover off the front. That's it right there. I guess it just plugs in. Oh, the car seems happy. Now, hopefully, everything here is doing what it's supposed to. It's charging at 15 amps, that's it. 4.1 kilowatts. 15 amps. I got a 40 amp charger here. And she seems to be doing a consistent 240 volt, 16 amps. Oh, it's ramping up a little bit. Maybe the car will tell us how long it expects to take to charge. On one of these cars, if you're wondering what the range was back in the good old 2012, the range on one of these varied widely. Everybody's different. Everybody's driving style is different. Everybody lives in a different area. Temperatures, weather, all that stuff is different. You could expect between 68 miles and about 120 miles. That was about all you got out of one of these things. So the range isn't very good. And I'm curious all this time later what kind of range it has now, what kind of degradation we've seen from the battery. Now, this thing is like 120 horsepower and somewhere around 240 pound-feet of torque, and everybody makes fun of them. It's probably the most hated EV ever built. If you know one that gets made fun of more, definitely tell me down in the comments below. Let's turn it on, if it'll let me. Can we turn anything on with it plugged in? Yes, we can. Will it tell us?
Low battery charge.
Thank you. Yeah, I got that part figured out. Battery level is low. It now shows 4 miles. And let's see if we can... Oh, nearby stations. I guarantee there's nothing around here. So car wings, that's going to be your connectivity, like your Bluetooth and stuff like that. Energy info. Energy usage. History. Previous reset intervals. 4 miles. We're up to 5 miles now. Look at that. So it's charging. That is great news. That is really good news. I was really worried that, you know, there may be a problem with the battery. Or it might not take a charge. And honestly, we're not really going to know until this thing fully charges. And that's going to take a while. Yeah, there's not much we can do here while the old girl's charging. So we'll go ahead and shut it off. We'll let it do what it does. And if you're wondering, how long does it take to charge one of these beautiful cars? Well, that's a great question. If you plug it into a 110 outlet at your home, like a lot of people would, you know, just a little 110 plug with a little charger that you can get for these things really cheap, well, you're looking 14 hours from empty. Now, if you've got a 240 unit like I've got right there, this car doesn't even begin to take advantage of what this charger is capable of. It's just too old, and I'll bet it's still sitting here probably at 15 amps. 14, yeah, 15 amps. That's all she's going to do. She's going to charge at 15 amps, and I wish I could tell you it was going to be, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, but even on my charger, this car is going to take 7 hours to charge. That's right. From empty to full, 7 hours on a level 2. Now, on a level 3, where you go to the station, you plug the, like, Electrify America or one of those. In fact, I think Tesla in some areas is starting to let you use their charging network. From empty on a level 3, this car should charge up in about 30 minutes. Now that's not bad. You see that light flashing? How cool is that? So I could turn the lights out in my garage, leave my car plugged in, and even without my app, and yes, there is an app that you can connect to your car. I think it's part of that Car Wings. There's an app you can connect to control the rate of charge and all of that stuff. You could just peek out your garage door and you could see the level of charge your Leaf has based on the blue LED indicators on the dash. So before I get out of here for the night and allow this thing to charge, there's a couple things I learned about it. Number one is the charging time. Apparently I was incorrect. That's what I read online, but This car says currently plugged into this wall from dead to full, 3 hours. That's not bad. But again, the question is, how much range is that car going to have? I've seen horror stories about these cars as they age only having 30 miles of range. And at that point, you'd be lucky to get to the grocery store and back home. So I wanted to just take a quick walk around it in dim light so we can see what the lights on this thing look like. I didn't expect to actually like this car. I bought it completely by accident. It's a good time to tell the story. I was bidding on other cars today, much more expensive cars, and the market's not in a great place right now, so as usual, I lost everything I was bidding on. Well, I saw this just randomly pop up on the lot. This was not on my watch list. I never saw it. I had no idea it was even there. I've never seen one of these before. Well, I don't want to say I've never seen one, but I've never been hands-on with one of these before in my life. All I knew about them is that people make fun of them, people laugh at them, and they look kind of, well, different. You're not going to be the cool person on the block if you're driving one of these cars, but when I saw the price, it started out at like $1,300. And you know me, I am a sucker. I'm just a sucker for a car at a cheap price. And at $1,300, I was like, you bet. I want to show this car to my audience. Well, $1,300 came and went, and eventually we were done. And total price when I finished was $3,800 plus some fees. So $4,100 I think is total. That's everything in, completely invested into the car, $4,100. So then I checked out ACV Auctions and I saw they have several of these Leafs. Apparently you can't hardly give the things away. $3,000, but they're all over the country. It costs about $1,500 to have one shipped. So at that price point, you're actually over what this one cost me, and it's right here. I was able to go right up the road, pick it up, and bring it home. My question is, why aren't more people driving these? I'm not an EV fanatic. I'm not a fanboy of EVs. I think they're interesting. They're unique. They're different. I like them for that reason, for those reasons. But at the end of the day, I'm not some crazy save the environment type of person, because I believe, regardless of what everybody else believes, that your electricity typically is going to come from coal. These things are going to be transported on semi-trucks which run on diesel fuel. They have oil in them. You're not saving anything. And the cost to the environment of mining lithium, I think you're doing more damage than good, honestly. But I like that it's something different from traditional gasoline internal combustion engines. And that is why I think EVs are cool, even weird ones like this. So I'm going to let this thing charge up. I'm going to go home. I'm going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to give it a proper test drive. We'll find out how full the battery is and how much range or how little range will most likely be the case. I'm hoping it has better than 40 miles of range, though. That 40 miles would be pretty bad. It's now up to 8 miles. Well, you know.
Low battery charge.
Yes, I think we've established that. And it says estimated time remaining. It still says 3 hours. Okay, well, how long it really takes, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and wait for it. I'm going to go home. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to find out the range of the battery, and we're going to take it for its first test drive. We're going to get out on the road, get it up to proper speeds, 65, 70 miles an hour, and we're going to see how it does. Test the car out, and you guys tell me, for $4,000, shouldn't more people have these? You can plug it into your outlet at your home, just an outdoor outlet, and charge it while you sleep. It may not be a long trip commuting type of car, but to get back and forth to work or to the grocery store, or to the park or whatever, something like this, for this cheap, I just can't believe it. I might actually start buying more of these depending on how this experience goes. All right, I just arrived back at the buyer's house. We call it AAR headquarters. I have not made it to the shop yet. In fact, I still have my bag full of all my camera stuff and everything. And I'm almost embarrassed to say that I'm excited. I'm truly excited to see where the battery is on this car. I've posted some teaser things on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube community posts, and I've had a lot of people saying what an awful idea this was. These are horrible cars, and the consensus seems to be that the car will probably have somewhere between 20 and 40 miles of range. That is what everybody is telling me. On a good day, I'm going to have 40, and chances are it's probably going to be somewhere between 20 and 40. All right, battery is fully charged. That's excellent news. That means this battery is good. It's not bad. I didn't think it was, but I wanted to make sure all batteries were fully charged up before we went into this. Turn off. Oh hell, I don't know. There we go. Now it's off. This is flashing green, and shouldn't we have like lights flashing on the dashboard? No lights flashing. So I guess she's done. I didn't cheat. I promise. I'm doing this with you guys. All right. Are we ready? I guess we can close this. We don't need this open anymore. I'm really nervous because I really like this little car, and I just keep thinking to myself, man, for $3,800, 41 out the door, all invested. If this thing had 60 miles of range, excuse me, I think I could live with that. But I got a feeling it's probably going to be like everybody said, and it's going to be like 20 to 30, 20 to 40. Moment of truth. Let's just do it. Ooh. Ouch. 54 miles, huh? Well, that may not... Look, I'm going to try to be optimistic here. There is an eco mode. I think if you go down twice... There we go. That is eco mode. I don't know what all difference that makes. 54 miles driving regularly in drive. Again, gives you 59 miles in eco mode. I also notice we have a red warning light up here. I wonder what that is. Could that be... It's not my seatbelt, right? I don't know. Let's put the seatbelt on. Okay, it went out. So we have no warning lights on the dash. 54 miles, 59 miles in eco mode. I was really hoping for 60, but I'm going to say this. Everybody in the comments, everybody said you're looking at 20, maybe 40 miles on a good day. Well, 54 may not be a whole lot better, but I'll take everything I can get. So here's what I've done. I went ahead and unplugged it, plugged it back in, and it's actually taking more of a charge. Maybe it didn't fill it up all the way, so I'm going to kind of play with it a little bit, plug it back in a couple more times, make sure we get every drop we can into this car. Now, I just aired up the tires to 38 PSI. Factory specs are 36. I aired it up just a little bit over. They were sitting at about 33, and believe it or not, a few PSI in each tire could make a big difference in rolling resistance. And then once this thing is good and charged, I'm confident that we're going to get everything we can get out of it. We're going to take it on the road, and we're going to try it out. We're going to get it up to speed, but I want to be very clear about a couple things. Number one, this car was never designed as a long drive car. You know, it's not a cross-country car. You would never want to do that, even when it was brand new. That would not be fun. It's a commuter car. It was always built as a commuter car. This car is meant for driving to work, driving home, going to the doctors, going to the grocery store, making trips around the city. This car gets its best economy in the city, not on the highway. It's not like a gasoline car where it gets better economy on the interstate. This car gets worse economy on the interstate. It's a city car. So if you want to see the numbers go up from 56 or whatever it's sitting at right now, if you started driving it more in the city than on the highway, you would probably see those numbers climb quite a bit. So for me, I'm thinking about 60 miles should get me just about anywhere I need to go. I could actually use this car, a $4,000 car. I could get back and forth from where I currently live down here to AAR headquarters, charge it up down here, drive it back home, charge it up at home. No gasoline, no maintenance, Very rarely do these cars ever need anything, and I'm speaking specifically about the Nissan Leaf. I've done a lot of reviewing the internet, all right, the interwebs, Google, YouTube. I've really been checking into these cars, and they are just notoriously reliable. And as for the battery pack, you can replace it easy. Guys, we could replace the battery pack right here if we had to. It's not that expensive. It's not $10,000, $15,000. You can find good used ones, and in fact, you can even upgrade these to the 2017 models, and it's not that difficult of a process to do if you wanted to. But for me, I'm thinking 60 miles, that should be plenty, and we might just see those numbers go up as we take it out and drive it. Remember, the battery is still calibrated for the way the last person drove it. We have never driven it. So maybe it'll get better with us, or maybe it'll get worse. First drive, we're simply going to take it back to the driveway. I gotta wait for Jessica. She is finishing a test that she's working on for college. So showing currently 54 miles of range, and we're probably going to burn up a bit of that. What I'm going to do is we're going to take it for a drive and just see how it runs and drives. Like, that's really all I'm concerned about right now. We can focus on range in another video once I get this car used to the way I drive, and hopefully we can increase that. There's these little dots on the side over here, all the way on the side, the small ones. There's supposed to be 12 of them all the way to the top for a completely perfect battery. Well, we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're down to 7 of those little dots. So think about this though. 54 miles of range. When it was brand new, you could get, what, 70 to 100? This car is a 2012. It's 11 years old. It's never needed a battery in 11 years. No accidents, clean title. 11 years old, and it still has over half of its original range. I think for $3,800, this thing was a steal, but we got to get it on the road and really test the range. All right, time for her maiden voyage. We'll put her in reverse. Now we're down to 53 miles. I made sure to put my dealer tag on. And, well, that beeping. It beeps like one of those big trucks getting ready to back up, and it's just this little teeny car. It's kind of strange, but okay. We'll deal with it. That's fine. Here we go. We'll put it in eco. There we go. Eco mode gives us 59 miles of range. I do not have any climate control on, and I'm going to need to turn that on because it's a little warm. It's 70 degrees out, and I'm definitely going to want to have a little bit of air conditioning. So let's put this on auto. I've got it on 60. We'll put it on 68 degrees. Oh, that took us down to 43 miles. Wow. That's not good. We'll let her do a little bit of regen. Try to use the brakes as little as possible. And eco mode is kind of slow, if I'm being completely honest. It's kind of rough. You got your power consumption right there. Climate control is using a bit, and your electric motor, of course, you hit it and you see the juice go up. We're going to take it nice and slow, but I can tell you this, steering wheel is nice and straight. That was a big bump. The car handled it very well. Honestly, it's a pretty quiet little car. The range is now down to 41 miles. That's not good. Hell, I don't even know if I can make it to town and back on 41 miles, man. I know for a fact it's at least 36 miles, no less than 36 miles to town and back. Now, I'm sure if I were to cut this air conditioning off, 55, 54, yeah, it's that air conditioning. If you want to stay cool or warm, it's going to cost you. That wind is absolutely horrible today. So I'm surprised I'm not being thrown around more than I am. I gotta have air conditioning, man. I got to. So it is what it is. We're down to 40 miles now. Good Lord. 39. Oh man. It's not good. It's not good. Well, anyway, the point We should try. Let's get it up to, let's turn, oops, that was the horn. Let's turn on the cruise control. And once I get around these curves, we'll set the cruise and we'll see if it gets any better. Well, we are rolling. We are almost 7 miles into the trip and we're down to 30 miles of range. Yeah, so this is what they're talking about. If you ever hear people talking about range anxiety, yeah, I was hoping that someone else maybe had a heavy foot. Unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case. I even turned off the climate control just to give us more juice. And I don't know that it definitely helped, but this is not looking good so far, guys. I do hope that maybe driving and recharging, maybe using the car a little more regularly, might possibly help bring her back. But at this point, I mean, a great city car, still a wonderful car to get around the city with, especially if there's chargers. But out here in the boondocks where I'm at, there you can see there's cattle. There are no chargers here, guys. If you need juice, you are SOL. But we are cruising. You probably can't see it, but we're cruising 65 miles an hour. Cruise control set. It rides and drives absolutely perfect. It really does. The one big drawback to this car is lack of range. Unless you're right next to a city, really close, or you're in the city, it's going to be difficult. All right, so good news. We've driven 17 miles and Jessica found a charging station. We don't know if it works or not, but if it doesn't, we probably won't make it home. I didn't think this out very well. We have 16 miles of range. Now, the good news is, since we're in the city now, if you can call this the city, but since we're in the city, the range has been going up pretty quickly as well. Like I said earlier, on the highway, these things do not get very good range, but they really shine in the city. You can do a lot of regenning in the city. So it's looking good so far. But if we can find a charger, we'll go ahead and hook it up to a DC fast charger at Francis Electric, and we'll see if the fast charging works on it. I hope so, because if not, there's a good chance we're going to end up on the side of the road in this video. Well, here's hoping that this charger works. I was surprised there's even one out here, but we seriously detoured several miles to get to this charging location, which has a 2-star review. It does look like it's open. Unfortunately,
Then turn right.
it said it's a level 2 charger, which is basically what I have at home. Well, here goes nothing, right? Let's see what it does. I kind of don't have a good feeling about this, but we have 9, well, we had 11, now we have 9 miles of range left. Wonderful. Okay, now we got to find out how this thing works. It says plug in, charge now. Good God. Oh my, wow. Please tap your card. Authorizing payment. No account found. We're unable to find an account. Please call 1-800 for assistance. Great. I'm trying to keep you guys out of the wind here. We got it to work. Thank goodness. Assuming the fast charging is working. It is at 42%. 0 minutes. We are charging at 35 kilowatts, so this shouldn't take very long. I don't think so. I'm gonna get back in the car. I don't know if you guys can hear. It is extremely windy today. It's already at 43%, so she's charging. She's doing what she's supposed to do. I think we're gonna be okay. Still crossing my fingers though, but this was a little concerning. I expected the range to be a lot better. I do want to give the car a little bit of credit though. The winds out here today in Oklahoma are gusting to 50 miles an hour, and it's more than just gusting. These are pretty sustained winds out here. It is extremely windy. Unfortunately, I was only able to go, how far did I get? Let's turn it on. We got 21.4 miles with, you know, like 11 miles of range left. So real world use, we got 31 miles out of this car without using any air conditioning. That's That's very bad and honestly unacceptable. Well, we've been here for 38 minutes, and I didn't have to be here this long, but I wanted to play it safe since last time it said we had 60 miles and we were only going to get, I don't know, maybe 32. So I decided to play it safe. We've been here for 38 minutes. We're only charging at 3 kilowatt hours right now. So we're at a point of like diminishing return. I don't see any reason to stay here any longer. So let's see how much it cost me to get however much range we got. It's stopping. Remove charging connector. It's going to make me get out and do that first before it tells me how much it cost me. 38 minutes, 5.9 kilowatt hours is what it costs. Let me go unplug it. All right, it cost me $3.85. Let's see how much range it claims we have now. 34 miles. And if we put it in eco mode, 37. Okay, so eco mode isn't going to do it, right? 33 miles, and if we kick on the air conditioning, 29 miles. I think this number is probably much more accurate than the 60 miles that we got when we left the house. So here's where we're at. 21.4 miles is how far we've driven. It says we've got 29 miles of range. I've got a couple errands to run in the city. I'm going to reuse the air conditioning. I'm not going to put it in eco mode, and we're going to try to get back to AR headquarters, which obviously is 21.4 miles away. Well, I feel like the miles are becoming a lot more accurate the more I drive it. I still think it's going to take a while to be properly calibrated, so I'll definitely come back in another video at some point. I'm going to try to drive this thing around a little bit and see what it averages out at. I'm still not quite sure. I'm guessing currently, just a rough estimate, probably 35 miles in regular mode. I do not have it in eco mode. I do have my air conditioning and my radio on. I'm driving it like a normal car. I'm not being gentle on the accelerator. I'm just driving it like I would normally drive. And as you can see there, I'm not home. And we have 9 miles to go. 9 miles of range left, I should say. And total, since we left, we've only driven 43 miles. And we're already in the red. Now we're down to 8 miles. So, it's rough, man. It's rough. I'll say it again, if you lived in the city, it might be a little bit better if you were close to everything, but for me, unfortunately, I had plans for this car. I don't think this is going to work for me. So cross your fingers and let's all hope that I make it back to AR headquarters instead of on the side of the road. Well, I made it, and with a little bit of regen, we made it with 8 miles left using the air conditioning and everything. So if you enjoyed today's video, well, stay tuned, because next week we're going to be coming back to the new Range Rover that I got. Yeah, this is supposed to be a run and drive. Unfortunately, I know for a fact it does not run and drive, because several weeks ago I reviewed this at Insurance Auto Auctions and we couldn't get it running, and I said, no way, I'm not buying that. Well, I accidentally bought this. I thought this was a different lot. I figured after several weeks, the other one has to be sold. Well, I was wrong. It wasn't sold. This is the one that does not run. This is the one that I tried to stay away from and avoid, and now I own it for $2,500. Whatever is going on with it, I don't know. The tow truck left it with a board sitting underneath it. It's got flat tires now. I don't recall it having flat tires before, but there it is. This is the new to me, yeah, Range Rover Sport HSE Luxury. It's supposed to have the 510 horsepower supercharged V8. And, well, it doesn't run. And the battery's dead. And it's on flat tires. So, yeah, stick around, because next week, this is what's going to be on the channel for Saturday. We're going to jump into this and see if we can get it running and Who knows, maybe even driving. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed the content, hit that thumbs up button, consider subscribing to the channel, and please share the video with your friends. Definitely remember, drop those comments down below and tell me what you think of the Leaf. I want to hear your opinions before I give you my final thoughts on it, after I have some more time to spend with it. So stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.